600 subs!
Let's go!
Right, enough of that nonsense. Let's get into what we're actually going to be doing. So, as some of you might have guessed, we are doing a elemental reaction system. I don't know if you got that from the intro or from the title, but either way, that's what we're doing. And you too can become the avatar. No, we're going to do a system that draws some inspiration from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but also from Genshin Impact. So we have one for a fireball, and that does damage over time. 2 for a water ball. 3 for a ground ball, which looks a lot like electricity, but that's the effect that I've got. And 4 for an air ball. And as you can see, they all affect this character and do individual things. But if I combine them, very Genshin Impact style, we'll do 4 and 5. Fire tornado! And we can do 1 and 2, which is fire and water, and we've got a steam explosion. And 1 and 3. And now he's burning. Although it looks like I'm about to sacrifice him to some demonic pact. So that's enemies. And we've also got the same logic on our player as well, because it's all run by our favourite things in the world, which are components. All hail the mighty component. So everything's set up in here for you to have a look at. There's full documentation and all sorts. I'll give you a quick run through just so that you're aware of how it works. When we do damage, so if we just go to the projectile, when we do damage, we check if it's not equal to the character, because we're shooting the projectile, we probably don't want to shoot ourselves in the face. Then whatever is overlapped, we check if they have the elemental reaction component, and we check if that's valid. And then we add the element, so whatever element we're shooting. So if you had a weapon and your weapon had fire on it, you would call this and just pass fire into it here. And then we destroy the projectile. So inside elemental reactions, we add the element. So we check that our basic element array, which is an enum that just contains a list of our elements. We check if that already exists, because if it already exists, we don't want to add it again. If it doesn't exist, then we add it, and this add unique stops us adding multiple of the same. And then we go to check status, which points our element to the right direction, right function. This might be a bit overkill, and you could probably put that inside the other one, but I'll put it here because I like it. So if we add the fire element, we're going to check if there's a water element or a ground element or an air element on here. And if there is, we'll go to advanced elements. And if there isn't, just add this fire element, spawn the little fireball VFX, and set a timer to remove this after. I've set this one for 2 seconds, but you can set it for however long you want. And then pass some damage. So this does 1 damage every 0.1 seconds, looping. This damage event checks if there's already a timer running, so that you don't have multiple timers running, because you can only have 1 VFX running at a time. Does damage over time. It loops around to get the damage that is applied and applies it to anything that's needed. I've put all these print strings here just for debug, but you can remove them, that's not a problem. Go back to fire. If we have one of the elements that we're checking for, then we loop through to find out which one. So if it's water, we activate steam. If it's ground or earth, couldn't decide which one, then we activate burning. And if it's air, we activate tornado and tell it that it's a fire tornado and that it is to last 3 seconds. If we're burning, it's to last 5 seconds. And if it's steam, steam is just a one-off explosion that deals 100 damage. Inside steam, we clear any advanced elements that are already on there. I wanted a print string so I could make sure that steam was already added. We remove both the fire and water basic elements so that we can re-add them. And we add the advanced element of steam. We spawn the steam VFX, and we set the damage, which I've already shown you. And then we set the duration to when we can remove it. So steam is active for 2 seconds. and you can change all this. So this is on a retrigger or delay. So every time it can restart if we get another VFX. If there is a loop timer, if it does need to restart, then we cancel the loop timer and we remove the basic element and we remove the advanced element. And then this depends on which VFX system that you're using, whether you're using Niagara or whether you're using Cascade. In terms of spawn VFX, checks for both Niagara and Cascade here, and it just adds the VFX to the skeletal mesh. We've got our advanced effects. We've got Tornado, Mud, Burning, and Steam. Tornado just does a select based on what you've input as the tornado type. And again, you can either use Cascade or Niagara. I only have Cascade effects because I'm old. It sets its looping time based off 10% of the duration, and it sets how long the visual effect and the element lasts based off the duration as well. Super easy, super simple, and yeah, there's not really much else to it. We're not doing 700, the next one will be 750, and then the one after that will be 1000, and hopefully it will be a dialogue system. So thanks for the support, I do appreciate it, stay tuned, and happy game deving.